Welcome to Know About Storage and Expiry video. In this video, our friendly pharmacist will be sharing with you about how to keep your medication properly and how to spot medication that have expired or should no longer be used. Meet the Tan family, Sarah, David, and their daughter Nicole.
Should I keep all my medication in the fridge so that they will not spoil?
Mr. Tan, not all medication needs to be refrigerated unless stated on the label. Insulin is an example of a medication that should be kept in the fridge. You can find these storage instructions on the medication label. Here, we can see that new unopened insulin injections need to be refrigerated. You can also look for the refrigerate do not freeze label on the medication that needs to be refrigerated. It is a good idea to keep your medication in a container in your fridge to separate it from other food. Medications that need to be refrigerated should be kept at between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. This is where you keep your fruits, vegetables, and milk in your fridge, not the freezer compartment. Store these medication in the fridge immediately when you reach home. Mr. Tan, most medication can be stored at room temperature. Store medication in a cool, dry place away from heat and sunlight. This is important to protect your medication from damage. For example, cupboards in cool and dry areas are ideal places to store medication. Avoid keeping your medication in the toilet, as the high moisture levels there may damage your medication. Keep your medication in their original packaging to protect them from heat, moisture, and sunlight. Keep your medication storage place clean and organized. Store medication according to who takes them. Mr. Tan, it is a good idea to store your medication separately from Mrs. Tan's medication so that you will not mix them up. Remember to keep medication safely out of the reach of children. Children may think that medications are sweets and that can be dangerous for them.
I have some old medication here. Can I take them?
Mr. Tan, do not take any medication if you are unsure of the medication name and strength. You should always check the expiry date and appearance of your medication before taking it. You can find the expiry date on the medication strip or on the original medication packaging. We can see that your old tablets have already expired in January 2022. Let's take a closer look. Some of your old tablets look different from their original appearance. They look yellowish instead of their original white color. Mr. Tan, do not take any medication that has expired, unknown expiry date, or changed in appearance. These medications may no longer be effective or be harmful to you. Some medications have shortened expiry dates after opening. Eye drops and insulins are common examples. Most eye drops should be thrown away in 4 weeks after opening the bottle. You can find these instructions on the medication label. After 4 weeks, you should not continue to use the eye drops, even if there is any remaining in the bottle. You should write down the date of opening on the medication label to help you remember when the shortened expiry date is due. Mr. and Mrs. Tan, remember not to take any medication. 1. If you are unsure of the medication name and strength. 2. If the medication has expired or if you cannot find out the expiry date. Or 3. If the medication has changed from its original appearance. Throw these medications away.
How do I throw away my medication?
Mrs. Tan, most medication can be thrown away normally with your other rubbish. you should remove your personal information on the medication labels before throwing them. Personal information includes your name and NRIC number. One way you can do so is to use a marker to black out these details on the medication labels. It is important to remove your personal information on the medication labels to protect your identity. There are some medications that need to be thrown specially by the pharmacy. One example is anti-cancer medication. You can recognize anti-cancer medication from the cytotoxic label on them. Antibiotics and controlled drugs are other examples of medication that need to be thrown specially by the pharmacy. These medication may harm the environment or others if not thrown away properly. Bring these medication back to the pharmacy you collected from for disposal.
Thank you for answering all our questions about our medication.